We're here at Airecon 5. I'm Hubert. This is
David.
Talk to the camera.
Hi, I'm David.
Yeah. David he designed this beast of a game with these things,
Yes.
the minis. Tell us, what are you promoting here? Because it looks like you've got an expansion for Anachrony.
Yes, exactly. So for those of you who don't yet know Anachrony, it's an economic Euro game with time travel in it, and your goal is to construct the best path, the best independent city on this post-apocalyptic Earth, and you receive a message from the future saying an asteroid will hit and the world capital will be destroyed, so we're all vying to be the next capital, and you can borrow stuff from your future self to build stuff faster and more efficiently, and there is multiple worker types. If you want to take an action on the main board, then it's not enough to have a worker, but you need to have an exosuit as well. So you have to manage how happy your workers are, so many things to look out for. It's quite a complicated economic game with obviously lots of theme. And what we're doing now is a new expansion called Fractures of Time. I have a terrible home printed cardboard paper for it.
A little bit of, this is prototype.
Yes. So Fractures of Time will be coming on to Kickstarter on the 15th of March, I want to say.
That's not, it's a week from now, so
yes,
we're recording
it's pretty soon. And what the new expansion introduces a new faction. It's still going to remain a 4-player game, but now you can choose from out of 5 factions. And more importantly, it introduces a new mechanism called blinking, because the story goes that they discover a new resource that allows them to create tiny holes in the space-time continuum, and because of that, they can not only time travel now, but they can also teleport. So whereas previously you could only place workers on the board, now if you have this special resource, you can move workers on the board, and that allows much crazier combos, much more things to be done on a single turn. But as with everything in the world of Anachrony, doing something cool carries a risk with it. So there is a new evil red die that can cause glitches to appear on your board, and that will deteriorate your own little city if you let it glitch too much. But if you don't use the new resource, then you get fewer actions. So you have to find a careful balance. So that's the 2 main things we're bringing in, the new resource and the blinking, and the new faction that utilizes it, and so can all the old factions as well, obviously.
So you've got these new, looks like you've got some sort of prototype player boards.
Home printed out player board. This is your flux containment board where you put
that sounds very familiar. Very time travel-y, wibbly wobbly,
I wouldn't have anything to do with that.
No, we're not nowhere near there, are we?
We're just thanking the greats.
Yeah, just a little nod of the hat.
And you're spending the new resource onto this track, and the fewer empty spaces you have, the greater chance of getting a glitch. And then, of course, you can upgrade the track to make it longer, to decrease the risk, but that's expensive. And you can upgrade your path board with upgrades that I'm not going to show because they're very, very prototypey yet. But they'll get prettier soon. There's a new sideboard where you can recruit the new worker type, where you can gain the new resource. These sort of things.
So those would be kind of more like stretch goalie.
Well, no. Everything that you see here will be in the expansion without a stretch goal. And then stretch goals will be small additional modules. I have designed quite a few. We'll see which ones the publisher picks, or more leaders or more super projects. So basically more variability of existing things will be the stretch goals, but the blink, the new faction, the new board, those are the expansion themselves. So we would never take something out just to call it a stretch goal. And I know there are quite a few solo gamer fans out there. So for them, I'll also say that the expansion will also contain 2 new bots for Anachrony. I like to call them the 1.1 and the 2.0 bot. The 1.1 bot will work exactly like the original bot does, just slightly less random. And the 2.0 bot will fix all the problems that all the very few problems that people rightly had with the original bot is that it only passes when you pass, so you can't plan a long turn. Now the bot will pass independently of you, and then the other problem that they often had is that none of the expansion modules, because the original Kickstarter game came with many small modules, none of those are supported in the solo mode. The 2.0 bot will support most, possibly all existing modules, and will also support the new expansion.
So you're giving us, so for those people who love Anachrony, and I know people who do, you're basically giving us the inside track because obviously it's your game.
Yes, yes,
So
and we've been working quite hard on it for months now, but I always listen to constructive feedback, and people said they wanted expansion support from the bot, people said they wanted better tableau building on the buildings. I wanted crazier worker placement moving, so we got a bit of everything.
Worker placement is one of my favorite mechanisms.
And what I like about worker placement is that basically it's just a limited form of action drafting. So what you do with it to make it cool is pretty much unlimited, because you can turn anything into a good worker placement, how you turn it cool. And for us, it's the exosuits, the multiple worker types, and now the ability to move workers is that what I think makes the worker placement of Anachrony not dime a dozen.
One of the things that impresses me is that you actually have listened to your fan base, to people who play this game, and you're tweaking the game. That's always great to know.
Well, we're doing this for the fans, so I would be silly not to listen.
Yeah, you would be. But it's good to hear that the designers do listen. So when you post comments on BGG and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, so I'm always on BGG, I'm always on Facebook. Mindclash Games, the publisher, is also on Facebook, so check them out.
Big t-shirt.
Oh yeah, I also have a t-shirt for that. So follow me, follow the publisher.
Okay.
Come back us on Kickstarter, and if you have Anachrony, then you'll be able to get the expansion and any additional fluff we're making. If you don't have Anachrony, you will be able to get all of them in a big package. So
big package.
Big package. So warm up those wallets.
Yes. Yeah, and break your courier/postman's back.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you, David.
Thank you.
And for you watching, if you like Anachrony, then the Kickstarter is starting soon, and go back it.
Please do.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.